Ben from Exit Division here, and today I'm going to teach you how to play Into the Fray on the bass guitar. All you're going to need is obviously a bass, preferably a pick, and a strong pinky finger. Let's get into it. The bass part for Into the Fray only consists of 4 main parts: the intro, the verse, the chorus, and the bridge. And that's all you really need to know, as it just repeats through those parts throughout the song. So the intro and most of the song really drones on this 5th fret of the G string quite a bit. So the intro is based off of that. So you're going to be starting with your finger on the 7th fret of the D and the 5th fret of the G, going like this. Then after that, you transition for your finger to go on the 5th fret of the D and the 5th fret of the G, just like this. You can do it with 1 finger, you can do it with 2, however you want. You go back to the 7th, and back to the 5th. And then on the intro moves on to the verse, which plays around this whole shape here between your 3rd and 5th fret, between these 3 strings, the last 3 things, the E, A, D, and G. So you're just going to go on the 3rd of the A, 3rd of the D, 3rd of the A, 3rd of the D, and then you slide up to the 7th on the D, right? So you just keep playing it. 3rd, 7th, 5th. And then when you go to the 5th, here's why I say you want a strong right pinky finger, or your left pinky finger, sorry, is that I sort of play in a different way. So this might be easier or harder for you to do, but what I do when going out of that part of the verse is I go, I create the chord, and for me, that's easiest with my pinky finger. However you want to do it is your choice. So you go from the 7th to the 5th, 5th on the G to create the chord, and then line it up with the octave on the A string. And it continues back to the 3rd on the A. Same thing as before. Just the exact same until you get to here. You go to the 3rd, make that chord again with the G string, 5th, and then you move on to the chorus. So the verse sounds a little something like this when put all together. The chorus is similar to the intro, where you want that constant drone on the G string here. So the chorus starts with the 7th fret on the D string, and that drone from the G. You move to the 5th, and then once you move on to the 5th, you want to get that hammer on the G string from the 7th. So hammer on, move down to the 3rd fret, open. So you're going from the 7th, 5th, 3rd, open, going back to the 3rd. So that's all it is. It's this. But you always have to keep this G in that drone. So it sounds just a little something like this. Use that 5th fret to lead back into the beginning, and you just repeat it all over. Here's the chorus in its entirety. Now after the chorus, like most songs, it goes back into the verse, back into the chorus, but after the second chorus, you'll be playing the bridge part, which sounds a little something like this. So you're playing around the octave again, similar to the way that the verse was made. So you want your 3rd fret of the A string and 5th fret of the G string to create that octave. D string of the 3rd, open D, and then back to the 3rd of the D. And that's pretty much the whole bridge, aside from the very ending, where to go back into the chorus, I go... I get those chords to build back up into the chorus. And those chords are the exact same ones that you just learned to play the chorus. So the open D with the G, obviously. Open D, 3rd fret of the D, 1st fret covering the 2 of the D and the G, and then back to the home bass. And here's how the bridge sounds. Now the very last part of the song is the outro, which is almost the exact same as the intro, but what I do is I play it a bit off tempo, slowing it down until the very end where I play the last chord. So it's a little bit different, so you're still playing the same 7th fret phrase, you know. Back to the 5th, back to the 7th, and then what I do is I move on to the 5th, I go back to the 3rd, a little further down, which eventually leads to the open D with the drone here to create the final chord. And yeah, that's Into the Fray. I hope you guys learned something. Let us know if you want some more tutorials, and thanks for liking Psychosis. It's been a pleasure.